Hello, my name is Anthony, and today I'm going to delve into a bit of study on the differences between masculine and feminine, as well as different meditation styles beneficial to both, and the reasons why we should do both, all of us. Alright, so, the masculine. The masculine can be seen as a straight line, or an object with lines and angles, without curves. The feminine can be seen as a curve, or a sphere, or circle. Many of us are more linked towards the masculine energy, and that's okay. And many others of us are linked more towards the feminine energy, also okay for either gender. One thing to note about the differences is that they've both been called light and dark. In the West, the feminine is seen as light, whereas in the East it is seen as dark. And same, or rather the opposite with the masculine. And if you look at the yin and yang symbol, you'll see that both sides have both light and dark within them. So that might explain a little bit as to why this is. The feminine is associated with the dark because it is also associated with the unconscious processes, the unconscious mind, all of that which happens outside of normal human awareness. In the masculine, with conscious processes, active thinking, problem solving, complex, rational, logical thinking. And I feel like that's a good place to start for all of it. Whereas sometimes the masculine is seen as the void, the space between things, the empty space. And if one empties one's mind, this is a masculine meditation. And if one does many visualizations and confers blessings to many other individuals, that is a feminine meditation with a focus on others. And a masculine meditation has a focus on oneself, one's own benefits and growth, and the furthering of one's spiritual path. So, a passive meditation for both. If you could draw for yourself, or find something somewhere, which consists of straight lines and angles, no matter how extreme the angle, but maybe experiment and see how different levels of angles affect you in an image, then make sure that it is a black and white image, or at least grayscale. Then you would be doing a feminine meditation. What am I saying? A masculine meditation. If you find an image full of color and curves and movement, that would be a thing that you could focus on for the benefit of a feminine meditation, whereas the prior was a masculine meditation. So, the feminine mind is very emotional and very attached to the emotions of the body. In order to be not so affected by these emotions, one would have to enter the body and breath space in order to connect those two with motion to get a better handle on their emotions. So, a practice like vinyasa flow yoga, or yoga where poses or asanas are moved into in connection with the breath. So if someone, say, breathes out and they're in upward dog, they would be breathing out into downward facing dog, and then breathing back in into an upward facing dog position, and so on. And they would breathe and move and breathe and move. One fun version of this is somewhat taking the world by storm, hooping. So going outside or in a large area in your house with a lot of space and hanging out with a hula hoop, moving it with different parts of your body, arms, legs, waist, torso, the whole nine, you know what I mean. Now, a similar masculine practice, in addition to empty mind meditation, would be Iyengar yoga, which is simply continuing to breathe, but not connecting it to the movements, simply staying in one pose and breathing and maintaining stillness. The masculine is motionless. The less you move, the more masculine you will be. The more you move and flow, and the more sense your movements make in a curving way of thinking, the more feminine you will be being. The challenge for the masculine, whereas the challenge for the feminine is emotional, the challenge for the masculine is mental. The monkey mind. The mind that just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. One thought to the next, to the next, to the next, until someone says, wait. How did we get here from that first place? And, maybe the person can backtrack. But still, they would be in the grips of the monkey mind. If one would like to wrest control back from their mind, of their mind, then one would simply have to practice empty mind meditation. And a fun way of doing this is to redirect your focus. Instead of focusing on simply your task, or what have you, and then having your mind wander, you could actually focus wholeheartedly on the task at hand, whatever it is. However boring it may be to you, focus entirely upon it. And you will not have any space for exorbitant thoughts. Any thoughts that come up that don't fit with what you're doing will automatically be dismissed because you would be so focused on the task at hand. Now, it is important for all of us to know these differences, as well as to utilize both types of meditation for the benefit of ourselves and others. You cannot change the world, so just change yourself. I know a lot of people who get very advanced in one form or another and find it hard to change over. But they're still able to do it because they have come so far on that one path that they can focus the energy to learn another way. But if you don't practice either of these, doing the opposite of what you would naturally do, what would feel more comfortable for you, would be very difficult indeed. So one recommendation is that if you're going to not practice the other one, at least practice the one that you would normally. That sounds like it would come more naturally to you. Movement and light and motion, stillness, dark, emptiness. Whichever you need to get more of a handle on, you would grow even more if you focused on that one. It is often the more difficult path that leads to the most growth. Now, the masculine, as I said, can be represented by a straight line. The masculine does things to achieve a goal. So simply going for a walk is not just going for a walk. It's going to the liquor store to pick something up. It's going to the drugstore to fill a prescription. It's going to the movies to enjoy something. The feminine view on this is the walk is for the scenery. The walk is for releasing pent-up energy. The walk is to enjoy the company of one's loved one. And often couples will get into little squabbles over simple things like this because they don't understand the other person's basic leanings, which aren't quite so basic. But if you understand more your partner and yourself, then things like this won't happen. The more you grow, the more problems seem to just fall away. In a masculine sense, I recall many times where I have walked through underbrush and thorny things and all sorts of uncomfortableness because it was the shortest path. In a feminine sense, I have spoken to individuals about how someone that they don't get along with has complimented their work without knowing it was them who did the work, to bring them closer together, to possibly alleviate some workplace animosity and tension. Each of these has its place, doing things in a roundabout manner, doing things in a direct manner. And the better that we can do these things ourselves, the less we have to rely on others to do them for us. Again, my name is Anthony. I hope that you learned something here today, and I hope that you continue your path towards self-growth and self-mastery. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.